Hello and welcome to Earthfile. I'm Ayola Kasim. Increase in population and a drop in per capita food production, particularly in the last decade, is affecting our food security. Now we have been advised to look at various ways to make an adequate use of the natural resources at our disposal. Today we start the program from Oyo East local government area in Oyo State, southwest Nigeria. The people in the community there work mainly with cassava, but our focus today is their waste. Just stay with us. Temidire Gari Processing Cluster in Ajegunle in Oyo East local government area, Oyo State. There are over 100 workers here, majority of them women. From dawn till dusk, they produce several tons of gari. Their Gari Processing Center has 68 processing units with a daily capacity of handling over 130 tons of cassava tubers throughout the year. Gari is the most widely traded processed cassava product. It is estimated that more than 75% of the cassava produced in Africa is processed into gari. Salahuddin Ibagun is the chairman of this cluster. He has been in this business for more than 40 years. Until recently, his belief was that the cassava peels are of a very little significance.
We throw the peels away. Some people come here for them, and they use it to feed their animals. Sometimes they give us money, especially the women. They give them a token. Some sun-dry and sell, but it is used as animal feeds. It is only a token that is realized from it when it is dried. But when it rains, these peels get rotten, and when we can't find buyers, we just throw them away.
Traditionally, cassava farmers and processors discard the peels that are left as waste. Some feed the peels to animals, but few attempts have been made to establish a nutritionally and economically sustainable cassava-based feed system using local products to replace imported products in the feed industry. And apart from the traditional use of the cassava peels, nothing much has been done. Nigeria is the world's largest producer of cassava, with a total harvest of 54 million metric tons of cassava tubers annually. More than 95% of its users require peeling, which generates up to 14 metric tons of waste in a year. Efforts to transform Nigeria's agriculture have raised the production of cassava to more than 50 million tons per year, with several factories now processing cassava to products such as flour, gari glucose, and ethanol. The production of cassava has increased steadily in Africa and in Nigeria for the last 30 years, growing at an average rate of 3% per year because of its resilience to global climate change and because of its affordability and easy storage on the ground.
It seems to be adapted to climate change conditions. It's as most people know, it's a very hardy crop. During the dry season in Nigeria, if you look at an agricultural field, what you'll see generally is cassava. Cassava survives dry, hot periods. So it seems to be a crop of the future, partly because it should be adaptable to climate change. And of course, we want to minimize the amount of climate change, but we also have to adapt to the reality that it will occur. So cassava is likely to be an important player in that respect.
Predictions are indicating that this trend will continue until 2050 and may in fact increase faster. According to a new report by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, the total cassava production for the year 2013 in Africa is about 158 metric tons per year, which accounts for 57% of the global production. The FAO predicts that by 2050, Africa could reach 350 metric tons per year and Nigerian production could reach 150 metric tons per year. This is because of the observed 3% growth rate in the last 3 decades. From the annual production, Nigeria cassava waste is approximately 14 metric tons per year, That is about 30% of the annual production. Currently, this huge amount of waste is hardly being used. Cassava processing produces large amounts of waste and is generally considered to contribute significantly to environmental pollution. A cassava starch production unit processing 100 tons of tubers per day will produce 47 tons of fresh byproducts, which may cause environmental problems when left in the surroundings of processing plants or carelessly disposed of.